I don't think that there's any magic. The magic comes from a residue of hard work, okay? Now that may sound, put the quotes on it, but I don't know how to be a lifelong guy or girl in this business without doing your acting classes. I'm sure there are some people that don't need it and haven't used it, but that's not me. And getting in a proper acting class, it also starts, somebody will say, I was up for a role, you're actually right for it, I'm not right. Or somebody will say, my agent is, or there'll be directors in the class that are observing, and it gets you into the community. Because in New York and LA, you gotta be part of the community.
I would think that the best way to do things now is, probably hook up with an acting coach or an acting teacher that does showcases where they have casting directors and producers and directors and stuff that they can come in and they can showcase their acting abilities to some people and they can get picked up by doing that. Another interesting thing is this whole YouTube stuff and the internet is just fascinating. People are making their own films and putting them up all the time, and they're just getting picked up left and right from things like that.
How do you make a living? How do you survive? You get a job as a waiter or waitress, and then you study, study, study. You can't study too much. And while you're studying, if you get into a theater group, I mentioned the Stella Adler group because I know that, but there's a lot of others that you do plays at the same time, and you have showcases where people come and see you, and then you get on things like Actors Access and so forth. God help you if you can find an agent. They're hard to find. The big agents don't want you until you've done something, but you just have to get you have to get yourself out there, and the important thing is activity begets activity. Stay active.
Jimmy Best, who played Roscoe on Dukes, had a wonderful acting school. And he would tell people, you can act your ass off, but if you're behind a post or if you're in a shadow, nobody's ever going to see it. Or if you've knocked your microphone off, nobody's ever going to hear it. You're going to have to do it again. Your ability to emote doesn't mean anything if the technical aspect is not right.
The profession itself is, you have your own, each actor has their own eccentricities. And how you ride those pretty much defines your work as an actor.
Zena Pravedy, one of my mentors, and she's no longer with us, but I believe she used to be an acting mentor with MGM, I believe. I think it was MGM. And I had the privilege of having her for 10 years. And she told me, she said, it's the subliminal. It's what you are thinking underneath.
The subtext.
The subtext is very important. So you need to, you don't learn lines. You learn the substance of what you're saying, what you're trying to say, and then you're taking a writer's words and making it your own.
She had a crying scene, and she's always had a problem crying. It always concerned her. And he said, oh, stop worrying about it. Don't. He said, wait a minute, here, Barbara Loden, come over. So Barbara walked up, and he said, Barbara, could you cry for Natalie, please? And Barbara said, okay. And lifted her head up, and tears were streaming down her face, and Natalie was sitting with her mouth open, and he said, thank you, Barbara, okay. He said, Natalie, how did you feel? And she said, well, that was incredible. That was really great. Oh my God, that was so. He said, no. How did you feel? And she said, oh, I didn't feel anything at all. And he said, precisely. He said, show me what you are feeling. Wow. Don't worry about whether tears are going to come or not going to come. If you are showing me an honest emotion, that's what moves people, and not something that you can turn on and off.
All right.
you know, there's a lot of gimmicks and a lot of things to make somebody cry. For instance, that's the number one thing is, you know, crying and bringing stuff. And they can put things in your eyes, they can do all that stuff. But it's also, the camera is an eye. I mean, and it's a you know, and your eyes are your window to your soul. And it can tell if you're BSing. I mean, you can see right off the bat if, you know, watching something, if you're not bringing it. But if you're bringing it from in here, then it's going to show in here and it's going to come out.
To me, that's acting.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in it. I don't believe in acting. I believe in being, I believe in listening, and then I believe in reacting to whatever it is that you just said.
Right.
And when you see that cut together on film, it's real. The camera becomes a fly on the wall. And it's wonderful. And if the script is solid, the movie will work.
It's all about education. The glory of acting and writing and producing is that you're always educating yourself. And really, to be honest, that's still what turns me on, is learning a new skill, whether it's fishing or a dialect or whatever. That's what's going to make you enduringly useful as an actor or a writer or a producer.
I come in and I look at a script and I break my character down of who I am, what I want, where I'm going, and I want to be able to bring the best that I can. And a lot of times I have found that you have to leave this much open for anything that may just happen.
Spontaneity.
May happen.
I don't think there's any one way to go about being an actor. I think you take the classes and you find the teacher that works for you. And usually it's not one teacher, it's a series of teachers, many teachers over the course of time. And then at the same time you're doing that, you have to get up on stage and you learn by doing and by watching and working with. I always try and work with better actors so that it makes me better.